Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Tuesday. That means the digital diva is in the house. Terry Johnson online from New York City is here with another episode of Marketing Talk. So sit back, relax, get ready to learn. And we want to say hi and welcome to everybody watching live and on the replay. TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Like Fran said, welcome to another week of Marketing Talk, where we talk about marketing strategies and tips and tools, and sometimes we talk about things in the news. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm just give me a second. I'm just trying to bring my notes up. I thought they synced to because I'm using my iPad. So just
Tell
give me
us,
a second.
yes, and tell us where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Um, we'd like to know what you got working on today. And if you have questions about marketing, put them in the chat so we can address that. I know there's a lot of things going on, so many different ideas and twists and turns in the marketing world. But you're here and we're here to help you make sense of it all. So put your questions in the chat, comments. We appreciate it all.
Okay, I think I got my notes ready. Okay, so
Mark Ward is with us. He said,
hey, Mark.
I thought it was Mark and T Talk.
Mark and D. Oh my goodness. That is just so funny. So, all right. So this week, I was going to, I'm not going to explain it that way. So last week, we talked about the best asset and we talked about a gentleman I found on, was HuffPost.com. An article, he said, I'm 70 and I'm broke. Everybody remember that? We talked about last week, right?
Yes, I remember that.
And we were talking about, I was saying how I sympathize with him, but that there's options. And I kept saying there was a window because he kept trying to knock on the door of, I've been a copywriter, I think 40 years, some big experience. And I was like, well, sir, take that 40 years, package it into something where you do that online. And also, I read some things that my assistant Jessica helped me with. And I was like, you got a tool. You got the asset, the knowledge. All you need is the tool of AI to help you craft your whole, I mean, it will do the entire thing for you. All you have to do is prompt it, ask it questions. I'm starting to, go more of not a prompt, but I will say, I had a thought about XYZ. I have a theory about XYZ. What do you think? So that's how I think I may have said last week, that's how I approach it now. The AI tool, I use ChatGPT, you use whatever you like, but you have a conversation with it because it's your business coach, your advisor, your strategist, your fill in the blank, whatever you want it to be. So you give it a problem, it gives you some solutions. So I ran it through there, and there was some things that he could do. And again, we said that this was a mindset shift. That was the most important thing, right? Because and I'm starting to see more of this because I was doing threads. I got so excited. I think I had a thread saved. Let me see if I can bring it up. There's conversations going on about old people over maybe 50. I want to say 50, but it's more 60, 70, like this gentleman's 60s, 70s, who are saying they cannot find a job in the job market. That's a problem, right? So we have this cool new tool called AI that can help you with the solution, find a solution. So yeah, I found it. So I'm gonna bring this up in a minute. But when I read this story, that was the first thing that popped up into my mind. First, it was okay. I'm sorry for the way he felt because he was saying that he had a deli job. He was what was he making $17 an hour? He was unhappy. That's what I got from it. I immediately picked up that he was unhappy, and I'm like, sir, you don't need to be unhappy. Not in today where you have a phone, or if you don't have a phone, you can go to the library. There's free computers there. With ChatGPT, which is free, you don't have to spend hours and days and weeks crafting a business plan that a lot of people in that age are of the mindset of I must make a slide deck and I must make a 30-page business plan like you go into the bank to get a loan. I don't think the bank does that anymore. So there's a mindset of I must put in all of this effort to get something and I want. And I'm like, no, we're in the creator economy. Take a page from Gen Z, Gen Alpha 2. What are they doing? They're online, right? They're online. But what Gen Z and Gen Alpha, even millennials, the younger millennials, because the old millennials are 40, I think they're like 41, 42 and now. So they got a little bit of experience on their belt. But for the Gen X's and the baby boomers, the 50 and up crowd, you got something that should make you so excited. You have experience. Real world, real life, getting in there and digging a hole for the thing to make the thing. You know all of that stuff. And it didn't come from ChatGPT. It didn't come from the internet. It came from you being 20 whatever years old and working in the advertising agency and being a copywriter and learning from those guys. I even brought up a story last time about one of my bosses who he would always tell me this because he was so amazed that I could do charts and graphs and things on a computer in seconds. When he said that took him days to, they had to hand draw, they had to hang at the, so but he still had the experience. See, he had experience that I didn't have. So that's what I'm saying, what I'm going on. So not to rehash last week, but again, I come, these stories find me, and the first thing I see is a marketing strategy, or I say, oh, you need the XYZ. So this week it ties into the older crowd of, I'm gonna say 50 and up. Of There's a sob story about, and that's how I'm gonna put it. I mean, I'm trying to be nice about it, but you got a story about why I can't X. And then it turns into because I'm 57, or because I'm 70, because I'm this, that, and the other. So just real quick, let me go through the thread. There's a thread that I have. I'm going to put it in the comments. I'm going to read it real quick. As someone who is laid off from a job at the age of 55, I can honestly say that I never recovered financially. I went through my savings and my retirement fund or trying to find a job. They talk about raising the retirement age, but then no one wants to hire a 55-year-old. And minimum wage jobs say you overqualified. I emphasize, or I'm not sure if that's the right word, but that's what they're saying. I empathize with all these career federal workers who are being let go. It is such a kick in the psyche, and it can make you physically ill. These will be tough times for them. So there's a whole thread. There was 4.7K likes on this thing, 369 comments, 200 reposts, and 48 shares. That's a lot. So I looked at some of the comments. I'm not going to read them, but it's all the same thing. One person said the HR reps of these companies reject the resumes of experience over 50 plus who will show up for the work and do have the work ethic. They will find themselves victims of ageism when they're at 50. So they're saying that whole discussion, the whole thread, and that's one post on Threads. I'm pretty sure I could go across the internet and find tons of stuff. But there's all this thing about, if you're over a certain age, you will not get hired for a corporate job. So some of the things was like, oh, my husband was looking for a job for 2 years and it never found, and all of this stuff. And I'm like, you guys are sitting around your experience. Oh my God, the asset. You got to turn it with a mindset, apply it to the tools that are available now, and hire yourself out as a consultant, a creator, heck, even an influencer. There's so many ways to turn this thing around. And the key part of this is that I remember Mark Cuban was saying when everything happened with the federal workers, I think it's been like 2 months maybe, that the administration got rid of all of these people, and they're continuing to tell people, hit the bricks, get your stuff, get on out, you got a debt. And these are federal workers. So one thing about federal workers is different from corporate, whereas a federal worker does not just get a pink slip and told to leave today. There's a whole like legal process, because I've seen it firsthand. Like, did somebody did something, and I was like, why is that person here? They were like, oh, they're federal worker, they got this much seniority, there's a process, there's a union, there's not probation, there's probation, there's disciplinary here. They give them like 200 chances before they kick them out the door. So that was the whole big thing. It's a different world from corporate world, where you can leave now and there's nothing you can do really. But federal
Correct.
workers different. So that's the whole outrage of it. But I'm saying all this to say that I came up to another story of another, I would say, young lady over a certain age that I think it was New York Times. I saw the article. I saw it on People. I saw it on the forum. There's a big discussion about what her situation is. So before we
And
get to that, Mark has some comments.
Mark's comment: ageism is very real. At the risk of sounding like bumper sticker philosophy, you can either decide to be the rule or the exception. You may either choose to or allow the world to do so.
I agree with that, Mark. I
Mm-hmm.
agree with that. You're absolutely right. There's the ageism factor, which I'm trying to explain with, bringing up the threads one post that was one post. I'm pretty sure there are tons if I went ahead and did an investigation, but I got the gist of it. And like I said last week, there's a mindset of we're waiting and knocking on this door of corporate world, because that's what they're used to. They did a 9 to 5. You see the commercials, punch in, punch out. You do the same thing, and everything is bland and gray. So then you lose that job, but you're used to it. As humans, we get into a rut of, if you do something for 40 years and you stop, and it's taken away from you, it's pretty hard. Now, I said this last week. It's not easy. I'm not, I'm giving them some grace. It's not easy, but I want them to come around. And anybody that's listening, I want you to come around. If you know somebody in this spot, you have to follow the lead of Gen Z. Yes, we talk about them. They share everything online. They don't leave nothing out. They're always making videos. But guess what? That's the world of social media that we're in, especially with Reels and Shorts and TikTok, even though we don't know what's going on with TikTok. But again, I think I said it was going to be 2025 before this thing got resolved. And here we are, 2025, and nothing's resolved. So I saw this story. So let me bring this up. And we got a new little button. Let's check out the new button
that,
in StreamYard.
that fits right in. We're getting new buttons, new things to do, and
New
either we're
bells.
gonna
Yeah, I'm
play,
like, where's
play with the new
everything?
stuff, or we'll get left behind here too.
Exactly. Okay, so I saw this on I think it's on the New York Times, but people also picked it up. And let me zoom this in so we can, they got little pop-ups and they got ads. Okay, so they call this a human interest real people story. Actress 57 opens up about going broke while pursuing her dream. Now she's blown away by the support. Oh, it was CNN, not the New York Times. It was CNN that she was on. And I have the video. I'm going to cue it up a little bit. But this is it on YouTube. 57 and broke. She's in her car. You can tell she's an older lady. You look at her hair. It's gray. You look at her, okay, that's not a Gen Z person. So I'm going to read a little bit about it. It says, a woman says she was blown away by the support she received after opening up on YouTube about the financial toll of pursuing her dream. In February, Celeste Gay, and the thing that caught me, because I was trying to search for her name is Celeste Jonah. I don't know why they got Gay in the stories. Like, her YouTube is Celeste Jonah, but we'll get into that. So Celeste Gay broke down in a YouTube video titled 57 and Broke, in which she revealed she had recently taken a chance on an acting career in Atlanta, only to move back to Memphis due to the lack of job opportunities. The video has been viewed more than 567,000, times on Gay's YouTube channel, which has gained an estimated 22,000 subscribers since the post was shared. I believe she posted this last month. Okay, so the if you read this story, I'm gonna put it in the chat. So if you read this story on your own, you don't have to watch the video. It's all the stories in this people story and then in the CNN story. Let me put this in here, and I'm gonna play a little bit of her video. All right, so I put the link to the people story over there. But this is what caught my eye. Like this week, I'm like, oh my god, here we go back to what we was talking about with with I want to get the title 57. The other gentleman was 70. This lady's 57. Going broke. And so, what is special about this that I want everybody to know is that she was going through this journey quietly. I gotta go back and I haven't watched the whole video. It's like 20 minutes. She probably reveals why. And I think she did. She says that she was at work and she went on a lunch break and got in the car and made this video. And she wasn't going to post it. She was unsure about opening up. So she opened up, and I think before this video, she had like maybe 100 subscribers. Now she's got 22,000. And she's very honest about what happened to her. Because she worked for FedEx. She had like an 80K job. She had 401k, she had all that stuff, and she always had a dream about being an actress. And she spoke to someone about her dream, and they said, hey, you could just go to Atlanta because they're hiring and doing, you could get a role, you can get a job. And there's a whole discussion about how she went about it, but she did it, and it ended up there's a whole journey there where she had to go back to Memphis, tried to get her old FedEx job back, and she couldn't, but she has a job now. I don't think she specified what the job is, but that's just a little bit of what she's doing. But what she did was she shared her story online. She decided, something said, I have to talk about this online. And I checked, she has a TikTok, not too many, subscribers or views. In her YouTube, it really blew up. Now, the reason why it blew up so much is that a rapper shared her video on his Instagram. That's how she got to this part. And let me look real quick if it's in there, because I think they said it that okay, yeah, she has a master's degree in business administration. She wasn't satisfied with the job. That's what happened. But she has done a few commercials and things before she moved back to Memphis. And she made this video in February. She says it's hard because I feel alone. I feel like nobody understands. So it drove her, the desperation of that, to get in her car during her lunch break, turn on YouTube and make this video, and she was not going to post it. Oh, here it is. So she was brought onto the so she just booked the film part after this video. That comedian, not a rapper, comedian Little Duval had shared a portion of her video on his Instagram page. And one of the other articles said like how many subscribers he has. I think he has, let me look real quick and see if it pops up for me. Yeah, he has 4 million followers. I remember this guy, Little Duval. Okay, let me get back to you guys because I don't have my screen up. I got a bunch of tabs. All right, so that's kind of basically it. There's some other stuff in there, but does everybody see what I'm trying to put together here? This is similar to the gentleman from last week we talked about. I think his name was Michael Borden, except he was beaten down by the process of trying to find a corporate job as a advertising copywriter. And I was like, that's gold.
It really
Advertising,
is.
copywriting. He has 40 plus years experience, sir. That is you can print your money. How many people, let alone business owners, solopreneurs, whoever, needs help with copywriting? Because I've always told you that the messaging part is how you connect with your audience. You have to put the right food out for the squirrels to come. I'll put it like that. He knows how to write what to get the squirrels to come to you. Mark says, if any rappers wish to share my videos, you have my consent. I'm going to dig down, and he probably talks about why he found it. I mean, I don't know. That's a part of the beauty of social media, because, we always talk about, people, the parents are like, oh, it's horrible, it's this and that. And I'm like, well, yes. We tell you it's a screwdriver. It's good and it's bad. You got to look at the good part. So, fate, whoever put this video in front of him, it connected with him. He shared it on with his 4 million followers. Boom. They all went to her video on YouTube. She went from 100 subscribers to 200 to 22K, booking a new movie after saying that it was hard because she had to go. Basically, she left her FedEx job, all the good stuff, and went to Atlanta and was trying to make it, but it didn't make it. Then she was trying to get a job. There was a series of jobs that she was offered. She turned them down because she felt like, I can't do these jobs and have time to go on casting calls. Because when you're trying to, be an actress or actor, you have to have time to go on casting calls, and you're sitting there all day. So you can't be tied down to, well, you can be. If you're lucky, you find a job that lets you have that time to go on the casting calls. But for some reason, and this is a part of the debate, is like people were saying, why would she just throw everything away? And I was like, well, that's what she was called to do by her, her whatever she did. Now, you may do something different. A lot of people were saying, well, she should have stayed in Memphis and kept the FedEx job and done, bit parts in Memphis. But I was like, how? It's Memphis. I'm not to put Memphis down. It's a beautiful city, music and barbecue and all the other good stuff. But it ain't the capital of, or, finding acting jobs, acting roles, where if you move to Atlanta, there's Tyler Perry Studios and other things. See, Georgia has put through a big push in the last maybe 20 years of being a filming production place. Because you think of films, you think of Hollywood, but now you think of Georgia and Atlanta. Part of that is Tyler Perry Studios. So one of her friends said, oh, you should go to Atlanta. There's opportunities for roles, TV shows, films, and blah, blah, blah. Now, we could talk about her process. And a lot of people got fixated on how she did things wrong. And I'm like, well, look like she's doing all right to me. Because she just booked a film. It's been 30 days. She's booked one film. Now the story's on People. Now the story's on CNN. Other people will talk about it. Other people will connect. I saw a lot of people tagging Tyler Perry. Who knows? Maybe she'll get something with Ty. What it is that because she did this one thing, this one piece of content, and she said wine, it got her all of this by taking action. So she took an action that propelled her on this journey of her dream. So I'm not going to talk about how maybe she should have kept the job. Another suggestion was, if she worked for FedEx, she could have asked for a transfer. She didn't think about that. She was so excited by this friend giving her this push that she jumped into the fire. Now, I'm not going to talk about that because the journey is the journey. She decided to do it that way. But look where she is now. She's on a path to, I want to be an actress. I want to do some films. I want to work in the entertainment industry. I think she is on to something where she wasn't on something, a path. I mean, not on something. She was on a path to her dreams, fulfilling the things as being a working actress. And I'm not saying she's going to be Viola Davis or something like that, but she's working. She's a working actress. And that's what a lot of actors in Hollywood are, working actors. They work from job to job, and it's like a ladder situation. So, but what caught me was that, I'm 57 and broke part. So Mark says, notice that the people telling her what she did wrong are not being featured anywhere. Thank you, Mark. Again, that is a good point. The people that are talking about what she should have done, and oh, I've seen a lot of she's crazy, she's this and that, giving up a good job at 57. Those are a lot of people with fears of, sorry to say, that they don't want to pursue their dream because of a lot of things. I mean, we could
Right.
get the psychology of it, but I won't. But I wanted everybody to see that it's the same thing as last week with the best asset, but she has taken it a step further by taking an action of she already had the YouTube channel. She already had the TikTok. It's the story that matters. It's the story. Same thing with last week. It's the story of the 70-year-old advertising copywriter with 40 years of experience doing this. So now here it is. She's 57 and she got rid of all, she was set according to what people comments like, oh, she had a job making 80K and a 401 retirement paying, but she wasn't happy. See, if she was happy, she would have done all of those things that people are suggesting. But this one story from a friend sparked the desire in her, and she just like, I'm getting rid of everything and moved to Atlanta. But it's the story that carrying this. Same thing with the Risa Tisa. Anybody remember Risa Tisa? What carried all of that was the
Her
story.
story.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of jokes about, well, I'm gonna get in my car and start complaining about being broken home. It's not the being in the car and having what they call a sob story. It's the story
And how you tell it.
Thank you. She was very honest with her video. So let me pull it up and we'll play a little bit. I hope YouTube doesn't YouTube will cut it out or something. Usually they do something crazy with copyright and stuff.
Mark's comment is, there's a point in most of our lives when we are given a choice, live or exist.
Yes, Mom, I agree. I agree 100% with that. So like I said, there was a lot of complaining about, why did she leave a good paying job? She's crazy. Some people are like, oh, if I was her family member, I have her committed. What? Something's wrong with her. Her mental faculty. I was like, she's only 57. She's not 90. They were talking about like how she had dementia, Alzheimer's or something. I was like, no.
These are people who have no forward-looking progress in their own lives, just like Mark shared.
They have suppressed their dreams, and they get angry, and it was anger. It was a lot of anger. One of the threads or forums I was on, it was a lot of anger. How dare she? I was like, it's her life. She's showing the way. And you don't have to do it the way she did it. I couldn't get over it. There's a lot of anger. So, but I applaud her. So let's take a look, and we're gonna have a little bit of a commercial because it's YouTube. And let me see if I can. And also, what I love about YouTube is if you look on the side, a lot of I'm 57 and broke. There's a video talking about the 50. So you have the reaction videos, and then people come on and they. You get a lot of this if you watch it. So that's why I have it in the incognito. All right. So 57 and broke. That's what she titled it. She didn't clickbait. She was like, I'm 57 and broke.
If you send me that link, I can run that without.
Oh, good. Okay. Let me share it. Let me send it to you.
Put it in the private chat.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I didn't. It's gonna with my YouTube algorithm. I got things that I like popping up. All right. So just real quick, we're gonna switch it so Fran can show it in hers. All right, there's the link. But I love that she did 57 and broke. She did 57 and broke, and it was a month ago. And I'm gonna bring this down so you can bring that up. So, and And of course, I asked my assistant Jessica to run some things through me through the through our strategy bot things that we got going on. So there was some good stuff about what she could do, similar to what we talked about last week with Michael. So I was just really excited to come, when I get these things and they come across and I'm like, ooh, we need to talk about that because there's a lot of discussion. And again, I didn't, I saw people going, oh, why am I seeing this? This was a month ago. I was like, well, it's fresh and new for me. So thank you very much.
Is there a certain clip where you
No,
want me
just
to
start
start?
at the beginning because I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
Okay.
She
Well,
introduces what it is at the
all right.
beginning.
Let me know. You can see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. I am recording this in my car, which I don't record in my car very often. I usually will do it at home with a full setup. But I wanted to jump on. And as you all know, one of my slogans is truth, transparency, and triumph. And I have, been wanting to share things, but it is difficult because I battle with who's going to watch it? Is my family going to see this? Are those quote unquote so called friends or my foes, whatever, going to see this? But I also say, which is my tagline, I tell my truth without shame and guilt so you can tell yours. Well, I'm going to start here. I've been trying to figure out where to start. I pre recorded originally a video about me and the first guy um, that I dated in college. And I scrapped all of that because it was really the way I did it was boring. I was bored with my own video. But I don't know how long this is going to be, but like I'm in my car, I'm actually at work, and this is during lunchtime. And I said, Celeste, if you don't do it now, you won't do it. It has been really tough for me. And because of some decisions that I have made that I regret making. I always talk about Atlanta. And I feel like when I left my corporate job, making a good salary, and decided to chase a dream, thinking everything would fall into place, things would be in order, my life blew up. It has not been the same in 3 years. And I've had a lot of thoughts around it, and I may talk longer than I need to, but so I'm sorry. And I might have to break this up. But when I just, today was a hard day. Reality is something else. I recognize that most of it is my doing and undoing. And honestly, I really want God to wave a magical wand and take me back to the day I was going to resign and listen to the advice I was given. But I didn't because I think I'm grown and I have the answers. And I found out I don't. I used to say I would want to go back before that bad relationship out of college. And I'll talk about that. But I don't want to go back that far. I just want to go back 3 years. The scary part about it is, even if I had made what I thought would be the perfect decisions, it doesn't mean anything would have ended up differently. I still could have been in this predicament. I didn't see this coming. I thought I had prepared, and evidently I didn't.
Okay, you can stop it whenever. I just wanted everybody to see, and I have not watched all of it. And like I said, this if you read the People article or the CNN one, they pretty much tell everything in the video. But I just wanted to show a little bit of. It's not a studio setup. She doesn't have a what are those the camera that the Osmos is it the Osmosis DJ one the thing yeah that
Yeah.
everybody wants. It's not the $1,000 camera. It's her car and her phone and her story of I'm tired, I can't take it anymore. I'm desperate because she was like, what, I can't put this on my channel. What would my friends and family think or say? But she pushed through all of that and told an authentic story. And then she left it there, thinking it wasn't going to do anything until somebody else with a whole bunch of followers, 4 million, came around and took a snippet and put it. I was trying to find his post, but he's got lots of stuff. I'm not gonna sort through all that on his Instagram. But the exposure of it. Go ahead.
So, disruption always follows intention. When you start moving forward doing something, there will be disruption. I always like to tell people, like, when you're building a garden or you're planting a garden, there's going to be a whole lot of dirt and junk all over the place before you get to the garden. So
Yep.
she's just going through the dirt right now. This
Yep.
She's uprooted stuff, and uprooting, it requires some bravery, and she did it. But she did it. Most
Yeah.
people are talking about doing it. But the thing that she's looking for seems to be coming back around.
Yeah. She's telling the truth. She's being honest, not thinking that something was going to happen like it happened. She probably had no expectations. It was a
Mm-mm.
point of desperation of, I think she said it's been 3 years and this is my journey. I'm so exhausted. I need to talk about it.
And this is what we need to understand. When you step out, you are going to have some pushback from somewhere to see if you really want it,
Right.
right?
And what was the view? I forgot to look at the view count. What did she have?
Let me look on their view count. It's still pulled up. 573,000 views a month ago.
Okay. That's one video. And like I said, she has 87 videos. Her channel is called I Am Celeste Jonah, Jona, but they called her gay in the story. I don't have the details on that. But she's launched a membership. She has done more videos. A lot of them have not done the 500K. We talked about that with when we was talking about Shannon Sharp, about how he had Cat Williams on and it was like 900 million views or something. But all your videos aren't going to do that. It's just the one piece of content that hits with people. So, but she has a core message.
Right.
And
She's
yeah,
hitting her core message too, because there's the triumph, there's the transparency. She's doing it, the
right.
things she talks about. Um, Mark has a comment here. He
Okay.
has two, actually.
Oh, let me
The
go back.
one, he's
Yeah.
about your assistant. He says, I, for one, am anxiously waiting Jessica's juicy tell all
Yeah.
about working with TJ. Okay.
Yep.
And then when when you declare who you want to be in the world, that which is not that shows up. Therein lies your
Mhm.
opportunity. Your choice in that moment dictates your tomorrow.
Thank you, Mark. That's beautifully said, beautifully put. And that is what it is. That is what it is. That we need, again, more people over the age of 45 sharing this story, telling the truth online, because it will get picked up and things will happen. But sometimes it may not get picked up right away. This was 30 days happening for her, and she had an accelerant with someone who had 4 million people on their Instagram. Um, what it's about is the opportunity is there. Like I was saying about people knocking on this door of corporate. I need a corporate job to replace the one that I just lost. But I'm like, look over at the window. Things are happening that you need to look at. And that is with what's online. Now there's a lot of talk about, okay, well, the bad things and the this and the that, and oh, I'm not gonna be on Meta, I'm not gonna use this, I'm not gonna be this, I'm not gonna, yeah. While we sort all of the bad stuff out, as business owners, you need to use it. Why? Marketplace of attention. This is where everybody's hanging out at. They're not hanging out at the mall. I say that all the time. Not
Mm-mm.
hanging out at the mall. Where you gonna find them at? They're here.
Online.
They're here. So you have to use the tools of where your audience is. You don't have to like it. I hear a lot of, oh, I don't like TikTok. Oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. Is your audience there? Do you
Right.
like connecting with an audience? I do. Do you like getting exposure in front of new people? I do. How do you do that? By making content, and then you can see by her effort, there was no thought in it. What was her thought? At work, at lunch, I'm gonna go sit in my car and think about how hard it's been for 3 years. Oh, I'm at the point where I just desperate and I'm just gonna talk about it because talking about it is good. If you can go to therapy, great. I'm not sure if she got a therapist, but she was like, YouTube is my therapist. Put my phone in the car, hit record, talk. Should I post this? She had some debate, but she posted it. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna post it and let it fly, and it flew.
It did. It really did.
And I remember years ago, I forgot how long it's been. We talked about this with the ocean spray guy. Anybody remember
Oh,
the ocean spray guy on
on
the
the
skateboard
skateboard.
going to work? And he had his phone playing Fleetwood Mac, and he was just so happy going to work on the skateboard. And that thing flew like I gotta do some research on it and see where it is now. It blew up online. It was just so because he was just so full of joy in his video. He was just recording himself going to work on his skateboard like he does all the time. But the joy in his face and the song and everything here, Ocean Spray came along and gave him a whole bunch of stuff. He got a lot of attention. But see, that's the virality part of it. I always say you have to be careful because people chase the virality like it's a
Right.
drug. It's not the virality, it's the story, it's the connection.
Mm.
Because I'm pretty sure his other videos didn't really do as great as that Ocean Spray one. Just like
Nope.
Celeste videos are not making 500K. It's not when you get to the viral part of it that you stay there. You have to be on point with your messaging. And I mean on point meaning I know what I'm talking about. I know my authentic self. I know my truth. Celeste knows hers and it connected with people. So now let me get into my notes that my assistant wrote. And there's a lot. I'm just gonna pick a little bit of it and we can talk about it. The main concept is never too late to pursue your dreams, but it's also never easy, and that's okay. You have to dismantle the myth of perfect timing and highlight real life resilience, imperfection, and growth.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So let's start the perfect real world example of that concept and action, that your story, your life experience, and your truth are your most valuable assets. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to say. Again, this is your best asset of experience. You have to be willing to share it and put yourself out there as authentic. And you don't have to think about it. You just hit record. That's what I like to talk about Gary. That's what Gary Vaynerchuk does. He just hits record. He's not, well, let me
He is
pretend to
not trying
be,
to make. He ain't trying to fix his hair.
you know, his last video I saw, I think he was talking to a bunch of influencers at his office, and they were all in the conference room recording him and listening to him. And he was just there talking. Oh, da, 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 da. That's what it's about. It's not about okay. And here's the counter attack to that he has a team of hundreds. It was somebody with an iPhone standing next to him while he was talking, and they was just holding the phone up and recording, and he posted it. It was just him talking. Wasn't that fancy? Oh, he's got a fancy New York office. Well, that's because he's a business owner. He could be on the street. He's done stuff on the street. He's done things everywhere. So it's not about the setting. It's not about the fancy camera or having the Osmos. What is it? The DJ one Osmos, the thing that
Yeah,
people are crazy about.
there's
What's the name of it?
everybody has one. The DJI,
DJI.
DJI.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
we
not
wouldn't
that.
have, we wouldn't have known who Gary V was had he not done first videos, them the
Yeah,
raggedy videos. He
yeah. And he
wouldn't have
talked
known who
about,
he was.
yeah, he done wine something he calls it, and he was just sitting at a table with wine, spitting wine in a bucket. I don't know why people think it's the I call it accoutrement. You know, whatever you got, you're set. That you got to have a. I'm shooting a $5 million Pepsi commercial. Nobody cares
And
about that.
people really think they start out with that without the story. You know what I mean? They go get
Mhm.
all the equipment and the mics and the lights and all of that, but they don't have the story.
Right. Your story doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. It just has to be honest. That's all. That's all it is. That's all this is. Is that opportunity meets honesty, authentic meets the right time. Everything hits, and that's marketing. It could have taken her months of posting videos and never hitting, but then maybe next year she did. But see, she took a step out on a limb. All her other videos weren't. I'm in my car. I'm 57. I'm broke. None of the
But
others.
but that one got some attention,
Cause
which
she
is
said I'm
working
57. I'm broke, and people are like, what? And she told her
right.
story.
And then the attention, once you get it, what you gonna do with it? So she has the attention now. I think, if correct me if I'm wrong, but the virality gets you the attention. It is not the thing that's gonna keep it coming. It just gets you attention
Yep.
for that. Ooh, what's that over there? Okay.
That is, and this is a great analogy about fishing. How do you get the attention of the fish? That lure, that worm on a hook, that shiny thing, and the fish is swimming, and they go, "Ooh, what's that?" And they
And
swim
everybody, the
over to,
fish go over there.
and it's the right look because you got to have different ones for different types of fish. And they see it, and they open their mouth, they clamp on it, and you got to bite, and you pull it out. There's your fish. That's how it works. But people are so hung up on, I need the DJ one, I need the ring light, I need the this, I need the that. No, you don't. If you concerned about lighting, go outside. Stand in front of a window with light.
Mm,
It has.
that's
Why do
probably
you
the
think you
best
need
light
Hollywood lights?
the best light is the sunlight at the golden hour, early morning or in the evening. Just
Yeah, and the thing about that, I just remembered. Okay.
go
Mark has a
ahead.
comment.
No, what did you remember?
Um, I was looking at my TikTok and I have an old video of there. I went to the park and sat on the grass, and it's just my feet, and it says New York City, 86 degrees or something. And I was like, that's what you do. You just go to the park. You don't have to take a picture of you. You can take a picture of the scene. Or I used to do this long time ago when I would walk in the mornings, which I have to get back to, and I would just audio record my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And there's street noise, because New York is noisy. Street noise, people talking that, but I'm recording because the mic is picking up my voice, so I could turn that into a podcast series. I could turn that into content. I could turn because I'm talking about something of value.
Oh, okay. I can't say it out loud because the little people are listening. But I heard something. I need to write it down,
Okay,
and I'll
write
tell
it
y'all
down.
off the air.
Yeah, we'll talk
Um,
off camera. Write it down. Don't because if you don't write it down right now, you're gonna lose it. I lose tons of things when I don't write them down. And guess what? The good thing is whenever I get something like that, I go to my assistant and say, "Hey, I had a thought. What can you do with this?" And it says, "I got you," and it does it. All right. So now I want to get back to the strategy. My friend is doing that. So I did ask my assistant, how would we frame, and let me get back. Let me get to the top. How would we frame a strategy for Celeste? And then from what I see on her channel, she's already starting like a membership, whatever thing. I have to investigate that, but she could do something. So the goal is to build a sustainable personal brand and create her income stream from a story, experience, and active pursuit while empowering others going through the same challenges. Ooh, I like
hmm.
that. So here's her positioning statement. Celeste, if you're listening. Celeste is a midlife creator, actress, and truth teller who helps women over 40 rediscover themselves, get honest about their lives, and pursue dreams that still matter no matter their age or stage. I'm liking that. So here's the strategy breakdown. Brand pillars. Brand pillars are, think of buckets or content buckets of things you can pull through to talk about. Well, what do I talk about today? Well, you go to one of your brand pillars and you pull out one of those topics. So the one pillar for her is truth and transparency. That is her tagline or her thing for YouTube. So the topics would be financial struggle, regrets, what I wish I knew, day in the life honesty. Another brand pillar would be late bloomer dream chasing. Oh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Topics would be acting journey, older creatives starting over at 50 plus, and had quotes. Is it too late? What is it too late to whatever? The next one would be faith and mental strength. Topics would be how she kept going, what she tells herself on hard days, spiritual resilience. Here's another sisterhood and support. Topics are community building, midlife encouragement, spotlighting others who are trying again. And the last one, creative journey. That's the last pillar. Behind the scenes of auditions, acting gigs, voice training, wardrobe prep, scripts, etc. If somebody says, well, I don't know what to talk about,
Hmm.
that's a whole lot of talking. It's a whole lot of talking. Now, the thing is, she could try each one of these brand pillars and a topic from each one and see how it hits. That
Right.
would give her a clue as to what her channel and what her followers want to hear from her. But you got
Right.
to get willing to do the testing of it.
Mark,
Um, Go ahead.
oh,
Go ahead.
Mark has a couple of comments. One is don't allow perfection to be the enemy of good. And then for your assistant, Jessica, 2 coffees, please, with cream and sugar.
It's getting there. Oh, I got a coffee machine over there. All I got to do is tell my A to do it, and A will set it up for me. It's
And
coming, Mark.
start the pot.
It's coming, Mark. Just be patient. All right. So, is this good stuff? We want to go on. I know we're running into time.
I'm good right
Okay.
now.
Okay. All right. So the next thing, content formats to focus on: YouTube, content ideas, weekly life update, vlogs,
Mm,
reaction videos to older women in media, honest Q&As. Now that could be the live, which if she wanted to do a live, the honest Q&As, question and answer. Instagram reels, clip moments from her acting gigs, voiceovers of her emotional story, powerful quotes from her car video. Quotes from the car on her
mm,
lunch break. Why not? TikTok, midlife motivation series, storytelling clips, older woman trying versus winning moments. Ooh. Podcast, 57 and trying, conversation with other midlife women who are starting over. Podcast. Email
mm.
newsletter. Even look, Celeste note to self, or she could just call it note to self or whatever. It doesn't have to be named that, but here's the idea: weekly reflections on chasing dreams after 50, regret, faith, and second chances. This is good stuff.
Yeah, it
And
is.
all I did was tell it to give. I said, Jessica, I need a strategy for Celeste. So I got you, boss. All right, so now let's get into the real thick of it. The monetization plan, the money, where the money resides, Let's get some money. Okay, so they're saying YouTube monetization. She's already on the path of that. What
Mm-hmm.
is it? 4,000 watch hours.
4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers.
But she's got the 1,000. She might have the watch hours, so she might be in the YouTube monetization program now. That's good. That's some money. Now, they say digital products. Sell a short PDF. What I wish I knew before quitting my job. Or late bloomer's guide to starting over. And The digital products, these PDFs could be what they call low ticket items, like $7, $9, $12. It could be like that. Workshops, host Zoom sessions, acting over 50, where to begin, or how to tell your story online with no followers.
Mm.
Workshops. Now those would be, your mid ticket items like $47, $57, $97, stuff like that. Affiliate links. Recommend books, tools, courses she uses or loves. And this would be, Amazon affiliates and other affiliates. She could tie this in with her YouTube channel. Whenever she put up a video, you pin a comment of, hey, did you like this video? Here's the recommended book, or here's the book I recommended, or whatever. And that can go in the description in the YouTube. See how YouTube is just so great. I'm loving it. Donation/Patreon. She could set up a Patreon. Let her community support her directly. Even $5 a month can help sustain her. Because see, it's going to build on all of these things. So you're not looking at the Patreon of, I'm going to charge $50 a month. Well, you might want to do $5 because people can do that. But you're going to layer it on with the other monetization ideas that you have. It's going to be like a layered cake. Gonna be a lot of layers. Speaking gigs. This is down the road. She could absolutely speak at women's group, church events, creator summits about starting over with grace and grit. Now I wouldn't call it grace and grit, but you can call it.
We can get a new title.
Right. Now, who's our audience? Women over 40, especially 50 plus. People who really feel like they missed their shot. People who feel stuck in jobs or regret past decisions. Creators in midlife who feel invisible online. Audience seeking inspiration rooted in truth, not just motivation. I love that. Jessica even came up with recurring series ideas. You could turn these into videos for YouTube. You could turn them into reels. You could make a podcast, whatever. One of them is Card Talks with Celeste. Raw reflections filmed in the same car that made her go viral. Acting After 50, documenting her journey in the entertainment industry. Hard Truths from Midlife, a short 30 to 60-second video speaking honestly to real struggles. Letters to My Younger Self. She reads advice to 30, 40, 50-year-old versions of herself. What I Regret, What I Learned. Inspirational but real stories. Okay. Final thoughts. Celeste doesn't need to pretend. She doesn't need to brand herself as perfect. Her real power is that she's not a creator in the traditional sense. She's a truth teller with a camera. She's living proof that you can start late, start messy, and still move people deeply. Okay.
Start late and start messy.
That's her plan that my assistant came up with. Isn't it great?
Start late, start messy. Come on.
There's tons of roads.
You got to give Jessica a raise.
Yeah, I'm going to give her a raise.
She did good.
This is what came up.
Right. This was some good stuff. And I'm encouraging all of our viewers and listeners, go back and get those points that TJ had toward the end and flip them around for you.
Right. Yes. That's why we're talking about this plan that my assistant came up with was these are all of the great ideas that came from asking it a question, and then you could use ChatGPT or whatever, I always say ChatGPT, but whatever AI, and have a conversation with it. I have an idea for X. What do you think? And it will give you ideas, and you and the AI advisor strategist will work back and forth. There's no magic prompt for this. I just simply ask it. See?
Yes, this is good.
And I think I mentioned before that we're at a point with AI from November? When did ChatGPT bust out and everybody went crazy?
2020, was it 2021 or 2021? I think it might have been 22.
Might have been 22. It exploded and everybody went crazy with it. We have gone from that to now, whereas the AI has more data to learn. That's why they release it, because they're like, we train it on a data set, But now we need to release it in the wild because everybody that uses it is training it to get better, to sound more human, to have more human ideas, more creativity. Now it's not going to replace us because
Mhm.
it needs us. It
Yeah,
needs us.
because it cannot exist without us.
It's like if you have, you have a voice device in your home. It's a dummy thing. It sits around. It doesn't do anything until you wake it up with a command. Same thing with AI. So I need people to think about this tool, how to use it, how to make things in your life better, easier, faster. I do something that takes 10 steps. I want to do it in one or two. Ask it. Now, I always say it's going to hallucinate. You got to double check it, triple check it. And there's ways to do that. But it's going to make your life easier. So, this story about Celeste, I've wanted to bring this because it ties in with last week. Because both of these stories, there's some desperation about what to do. And you can see the difference. One person wrote a story in HuffPost, and I'm pretty sure he may have gotten some job offers for that. But you see the difference with Celeste is that there's a whole world opportunity for her in the creator economy. That's to come. We're at the beginning of the creator economy, and it's not just for Gen Z. Stop. I don't want everybody to stop thinking, oh, this stuff is for the kids. It's not. It's a business tool. Look at it like that. Okay, she could do she's doing TikToks, but she could ask AI to help her do better TikToks, better reels, better. How do I reach my audience? Who's your audience? Well, I just told her who it was. That's her audience. So you say, hey, help me flesh out ideas to reach these people. And it says, okay. And it returns the content pillars, it returns the ideas, it's up to you or her now to take that baton and perform it, because the AI can't do it for you. It only gives you
It
the
cannot.
idea, it fleshes out the outline or the strategy, but she's got to do these things. You see,
And
and
yes, what I suggest our audience do is make sure you connect with TJ Terry Johnson online.com/info. Have a conversation with her. She can help you work with your own assistant. She
yeah,
can help you get some ideas that will propel your business forward, ideas that would help prepare you forward for, and so that you can know what to do when you get to your viral moment, how to
right.
take it to the next level.
But see, the
So,
thing is, you have to realize with AI, the way it is now, it is just a plain vanilla tool. You have to train it to know your brand, your voice, your style, and it will talk like
mhm,
you, will act like you, and will think like you. That's what you want.
right. And but you have to spend some time with it, just like spending time with your children.
Oh, you
That's
got to
not how
train
we
your
do
puppy.
this.
You want to train your puppy. You don't want your puppy going on your rug. You got to train that
And
puppy.
this is something people, AI and okay, yeah, no copy and paste.
Yeah.
You need to train it.
Yes, I hear all of the negativity and the fear, and I understand it, but I'm like, look, follow me. Let's go over here. Let's talk about it over here as a tool to help you get
Hmm.
to what you want to accomplish your goals.
So reach out to TJ. She's more than happy and
Yeah.
very much excited about helping you learn your tools, work your tools, helping you find the right tools, all of that.
Yeah, the
Um,
overwhelm. It's a lot of overwhelm, a lot of information, and I know it's too much. But I'm saying just keep it simple. That's my thing. I like to keep simple terms. I like to keep things simple, a simple path. That's what I'm about. Keeping marketing simple, so you understand it and use it.
that's good. That's very good. Keeping marketing simple. You can reach out to Terry Johnson online.com/info for more details to get connected with her. There's many ways to get connected. You can find her, Terry Johnson, online everywhere
Every
online.
favorite place, whatever your place
Mhm.
is. Hmm.
And if you want to become a part of the Bizchicks community, you can text Biz to 33777. or you can go to bizchicks.net. We are happy to help you. That's why we're here. That's why TJ's here. And we have professionals and people that can help you do what? Take the hassle out of your hustle.
That's
So
right.
we will be back next week. Oh, actually, you'll see TJ on Friday in our tech,
Tech Life
tech Friday,
Weekly
Tech
wrap
Life
up of
Weekly.
the week. Yeah.
Yeah, because we got some stuff to talk about. So be sure to reach
Hmm.
out again. We want to say thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everybody, for
Thank you,
watching.
Mark.
Thank you. Have a good day.